Welcome to the BAM Sports Show.
I carefully place all of it in various trash cans around.
Any other headlines you guys are interested in tomorrow?
I'll poop in a urinal.
It's going to be a wet one.
He shoots, he scores, you suck.
Rick's wife is going to make him sleep in the bathroom tub tonight.
A dark horse candidate of where I may eventually want to end up living for good.
Welcome to a brand new sports show experience coming through your wavelengths. Let's get ready to have some fun. So sit back, crack open a drink, and let's talk some sports.
And let's talk some motherfucking sports indeed. Ryan
Yes,
sliding in there at the last minute. I love it.
You said 9:30.
Hey, I did.
It's like 9:30 right now.
Exactly.
Right on the dot.
9:30. Yeah.
Welcome to the BAM Sports Show. I am your host, and welcome to a Friday night edition. I'm joined as always with the fellas. What up, boys?
What up?
What's going on, man?
Ryan over there looking sexy AF.
Always.
You know,
Tonight.
I've got to say, you look like possibly the most polished version of a Yeti that I've ever seen you look like, Ryan, and it is gorgeous.
Yeti.
Speaking
With
of
the
Yeti,
Yeti.
It's got my name on the cup.
Yeah.
your Yeti's nice and cold. My Yeti fucking's not working tonight. It's all good. It's all good.
How does a Yeti not work? Oh,
His
your
mic.
microphone.
Yeah.
Yep, I was having Danny issues, so we just used the old headset.
Gotcha. Like
So
Bob Costa-ing it.
yeah, fuck it, YOLO. Fun show tonight, right? We've got a little bit of some NHL playoff hockey talk, some basketball, probably a whole lot of fucking stooge bullshit.
The XFL championship recap.
The XFL championship recap for sure, because that happened last week. Congrats, Arlington,
Love it.
on your 2023 XFL championship.
The 4-9 Arlington Renegades. Is that right?
Yeah.
4 and
4 and 6.
I think
4
4
and
and
6.
6. Yeah, technically.
4 and 6. Yeah.
4 and 6, and I love it because it made everyone that bitched and moaned about the 4 and 6 team making the playoffs. Like it made them eat fucking.
I mean,
crow.
we all bitched and moaned about it.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, for
Keith,
sure.
I mean,
we all.
Why is are you recording on a 2002 Nokia phone?
Maybe.
Did you just wipe Crisco on your lens?
Yes, he probably did.
It's a little better now.
The camera.
Jeez, Keith.
I had the camera like right on the thing. Is that better?
Whoa. Get out of here with that little ring light.
No,
We're
it was a lot of fun, though. I'll reserve comment until we get into that portion of the show. But it was a fun game to watch.
Most definitely. So let's start with some hockey talk, right? I guess we'll just start there since we're going to be... Actually, let's start with basketball because it's going to be the shortest fucking...
Let's start with sad news. Jim Brown, Hall of Famer, football great, dies today at 87.
I did see that.
87. That's old.
That is pretty old.
He lived a good long life, though.
Yes, he did. 87
Very good
years of
long
it.
life.
Activist. Did a lot of really good work off the field.
I don't know if I missed that ESPN notification or what happened, but I got on Facebook and I saw that the Browns, like, in memory of 32 or whatever, and I was like...
It's like 2 p.m.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I probably did miss it because I was working.
He
My boss told me about it.
#1 all-time player on the college football 150 list.
Which is nuts if you think about it.
Yeah.
Well, he's a bad man. Playing, during football. Like, he was a great man,
Off
but
the
he was
field.
a bad man on the football field.
He was
Rest in
definitely
peace to
a
him.
legend amongst legends.
87. He lived a long life, though. That's pretty
Yeah.
good for a professional athlete, I guess.
That's very
He-
good.
He
Very,
ran.
very good.
He had 118 regular season games. Never missed a game in his career. Ran for at least 100 yards in 58 of those.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
1,863 yards in a 14-game season.
Jeez.
Big civil
insane.
rights activist back in the 60s. He founded a really good thing in Los Angeles in the 80s called American, a program to help disadvantaged inner city youths and ex-convicts in LA. Advocated for modern athletes to be more involved in the black community too, which is, good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, rest in peace to Jim Brown. I'm sure he's up there playing football already. If I had to guess, if you believe in up there or whatever you believe in, wherever he's at.
I believe in right here, right now, NBA basketball playoffs. Did you make a video for the basketball, Rick?
Unfortunately, no. I've been pretty busy ever since I got home.
You're fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, the NBA playoffs are happening.
East and West finals going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even sure. Like, I haven't been paying attention to the playoffs or
So,
basketball at all.
The West is Denver and Lakers. Denver right now holds a 2-0 lead over the Lake Show.
Oh, good.
They're going to LA after this, though. I'm pretty sure I think Denver's probably the team to beat in all of this.
Mm-hmm.
I am paying attention. There's 4 minutes left right now in the fourth for the Eastern Conference Final, Game 2. 98-96 Celtics. Miami leads that series 1-0. I want Miami to win very badly because ESPN put out some bullshit that said 97% odds that the Celtics win the series.
I could be wrong about this, but doesn't Stan Kroenke or like one of his kids own the Denver Nuggets?
Ooh,
Probably.
Because if that's the case, like, I am so torn. Like, I don't want Stan Kroenke to be successful whatsoever, but by the same time, like, I absolutely
Kroenke Sports and Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So it's tough for me. Like, I absolutely cannot stand LeBron James, and I also don't want Stan Kroenke to experience any type of success whatsoever. So,
yeah,
it's kind of a double-edged sword for me. So
I want the Lakers to win just because I want Rick to get butthurt on here about LeBron winning another ring.
I mean,
he won't.
He won't.
I mean, if they make it past Denver, they got a really good shot.
My money, I'm pulling for Miami. I like Jimmy Butler.
I love Jimmy Butler.
I wish Chicago wouldn't have gotten rid of him, but
I got a dude that I went to school with up here in Springfield, Illinois, that works in the front office of the Miami Heat.
Oh, nice.
Nothing like player centric. Front office is a lot of positions.
Yeah.
He's like tickets and marketing and stuff.
For sure. I guess looking at it all, I'm probably rooting for Miami to win it all, just because I'm really not a big fan of anything Boston sports related whatsoever.
People related
so.
to, really, if we're sports fan or Boston sports fan related.
The only sports team that I respect from Boston are probably their baseball team. But that's about, and even then, it's like I don't.
Bruins? What about the Bruins?
No, absolutely not. Smacked that ass in the Stanley Cup championship a couple years ago.
That was me throwing you a bone.
Yeah.
I think the thing for me with Miami is Pat Riley is often compared to like a Jerry Jones type owner.
Yeah.
And
that guy's been around forever.
But you don't hear the drama coming out of Miami. Like, they've had Eric Spoelstra as their head coach for,
70 years.
Yeah, for as long as I can remember, he's been the head coach over there. Now, granted, I'm not a big basketball follower, but you don't hear, like, even when they're not good, right? Like, Pat Riley has his guy at the helm. He trusts his guy. He knows it's a cycle. It's going to happen. It's going to come back. So,
Eric Spoelstra's from Evanston, Illinois?
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. He's been the head coach of Miami since 2008. But he has worked for the Heat as an assistant before that since 97.
That's
crazy, right?
Wow.
30 years with one franchise, essentially.
That's crazy.
Like, that's... So, go Miami, go Heat. Fuck the Lakers.
He has been with that franchise So that franchise was founded in 1998. So he's been with them for for less than 9 years of their entire existence.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
And Pat Riley's been around the game for forever and a half,
Yep.
it feels like.
Mhm.
He's not the owner. I thought you said he was the owner earlier. He's the president.
Oh, I thought he was the owner.
Nah, you know what Pat Riley's always reminded me of?
What's
He
that?
looks like he should have played hockey. He looks
He does.
physically in his head and his face and his body, he looks like a hockey guy.
He does.
He's got the slick back hair and,
Yeah.
Rugged. So Miami and Boston and LA and Denver. Yeah, give me Miami. Of the four,
Give me
give me
Miami.
Miami. That's who I'm pulling for.
Right, that's who I'm pulling for. My brain tells me it's going to be Denver.
Quite possibly. Who's
Which,
that
I mean,
Serbian player they have? Jovic?
Jokic?
Oh,
Nikola Jokic?
Stud.
hmm He's very good this postseason.
Hmm.
Celtics are still on top by 3. Anyways, that's probably more basketball that we've
Ever talked about?
except for that one night when we talked about LeBron versus MJ and then got into the discussion of GOAT versus boat.
One is an animal. One is a vehicle over water.
Greatest of all time and best of all time.
I don't know. We're not going to rehash that out tonight, though.
It doesn't need
No.
to be rehashed. We already got it solved.
I think that was just me and Ryan, though.
I showed up late today, I think. That night. Because there was slanderous comments made about me being a LeBron fan.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I
Yeah,
forgot
that's
about
true.
that.
I forgot, yeah.
I totally forgot all about that. That's too funny, though.
This is fun. It's the best show we've ever done.
It was a really
It
good
was
show,
something.
actually.
It actually was. I do remember that was a fun night. That was a very fun night.
It's crazy we've been doing this for over a year now.
Yeah.
Shit's
It's
popping up
nuts.
on like my memories and stuff about like starting the show and
2
like
years ago.
yeah, I mean not 2 years, a year.
I know. Almost 2 years.
Good times, lots of
Over,
lots
like-
of bullshit.
A very lot of bullshit.
And now
But
we
it's
are
been fun.
in the biggest bullshit time because we don't have football to talk about.
I mean, we
Yeah.
still have football to talk about. There's still
Yeah,
football things
yeah,
going on.
Yeah, I get you, but you
And
know what I
you know, on that topic, before we jump into XFL stuff, just talking about having football things and whatnot. Like I said, I tried. I
was wondering about that.
genuinely tried to get into the USFL.
Didn't work, did it?
No, what I will give them credit for
Is
is
having 0% Jeff Fisher.
yes,
Oh yeah,
which as a result,
I thought you were going to say fans in the
Actually-
stands.
I thought that's where he was going too. But perhaps as an unintended or maybe intended byproduct of that, I will say that the football looks better this time around with the USFL than it did the last time, but it's
does.
just aside from I have to give Memphis credit. Their fans seem like they're pretty consistently showing out. Michigan's team nowhere near as supportive as Memphis. Memphis and Birmingham are like by far their two best fan bases. But man, I just can't. I just can't seem to get into it. And I really genuinely did try.
I refuse.
It just,
It's something about it. It's something
Yeah.
like I have
don't
this
know if-
weird theory about so during the NFL season, you have games on Fox, you have games on CBS. I've always thought, and I don't know what it is about the CBS broadcast, it puts me to sleep.
And I feel that way with most of their sports. Like even I remember really my distaste for CBS sports came into fruition back in 2019, when the Blues eventually went on to win the cup. But I remember even like at Blues home games, whether it was a Blues home game or Blues away game, like there would just be stuff that was just the dumbest comments that were like these people were very, very clearly like Boston fans. You know, and just, I mean, any shit, the Blues could have scored 20-0 and they would have found like some way to be like, well, you know, this was just an off night for Boston and, you know, the Blues,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
but just, you know, that's just the earliest example I can think of. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Like even watching NFL games on CBS,
It's not even like they've got Tony Romo now, and he's exciting and fun to listen to, right? But it's something about the frequency or something. I have no clue what it is, but it always puts me to sleep. And that's how I feel like these USFL games are. Sorry, go ahead.
Romo has made, you know, I gave Tony Romo his flowers for a while. Him as a commentator, I think, has been one of the better success stories of recent, you know, retirees, if you will, you know, going up into the broadcast booth. But he's made some pretty damn serious flops. And he is planted firmly.
Commercial.
He is planted firmly on Patrick Mahomes' shaft.
Oh yeah. Just like vacuum sealed in there.
Yeah.
So who's got a bigger? Let me ask you this: what is a bigger love connection? Tony Romo for Patrick Mahomes?
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Chris Collinsworth for Aaron Rodgers. Because here's a guy. What'd you think I was going to say, Keith?
I thought you were going to say Madden and Favre.
Oh, no.
I went too far back.
Madden did love him.
Madden did love him some far.
You know, it's funny. I remember listening to Frank Caliendo, who's this comedian, and
I love Frank Caliendo.
I love he made this joke about he's like, nobody can say the words Brett Favre like John Madden can. I can't do it. Brett Favre.
Gotta find that now.
Yeah.
I feel how you felt with CBS in Boston during the Stanley Cup. I feel like that's how Chris Collinsworth is with Aaron Rodgers.
That's fair. I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
That's a fair take for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Packers could be getting blown out, and Chris Collinsworth would be like, well, what a nice throw by Rodgers. It was intercepted, but it was a nice throw.
He's kind of hit or miss for me in general. I think that I feel similarly about him the way a lot of people do about Joe Buck, which is beyond, like, I like Joe Buck.
I'm fine with him lately. Like, I don't think he's really as bad as a lot of Cubs fans and Bears fans think. Also, he said the best words ever.
Yep, he did.
You know, like, it was a great call. Let the moment breathe. Like, it I love it.
Yeah.
But go on.
Bring us Booger McFarlane back for the Nickelodeon stream.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
What was the Mick Biscuit or a Mick Chicken or he's a biscuit away from
my all-time favorite Booger McFarlane quote? Kelvin Benjamin's fat ass. He left the Panthers and I think it was like on the last string of his life with his tenure with the Bills. And he said something. He's like, well, when you look at Kelvin Benjamin, guys, he's 6'5", he's 245 pounds. He's probably a Popeye's biscuit away from being a tight end. And he has trouble getting separation and da-da-da-da. But I remember spitting my drink out when he said he's probably a Popeye's biscuit away from being a tight end.
Dude, it's fucking hilarious that you have that like nailed
memorized.
in, by the way,
Yeah.
because I was listening to it at the same time you were saying it, and it was perfectly worded.
Yeah, like it's just embedded into my brain. He said that, or what was it? He had another one. I think it was when the Texans were in the playoffs with Deshaun Watson, and it's like 3rd and 10 or some shit like that. And he said something to the effect of, he's like, if I'm Sean McDermott, you almost, run a quick play up the middle for 3 or 4 yards and then kneel the ball so that you have time to kick a field goal. Mind you, it's 3rd and 10. So he's saying, run the ball up 2 or 3 yards get down, and then spike it after that.
On fourth
So
down.
run it. Yeah, spike it on fourth down.
That would be a
after it
Tom
is
Brady
already
mistake.
fourth. After it is already fourth down. Just but he was a comic relief, I'll tell you.
I do kind of miss him.
Yep.
Always fun.
He's got that weird forehead.
Yeah, he does.
It's just like
his weird finger.
It's just all here. It's like,
have you seen his finger is like
a
perfect 90-degree angle?
It's bad.
Is it really?
Basically.
It's his pinky, right?
I don't remember either his pinky or his ring finger. I can't remember.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, unfortunately for Rick, and Danny, I guess, the Seattle Kraken were eliminated by the Dallas Stars.
They were, but I'll tell you, it was a hell of a series. Every single game in that series was awesome to watch. Even the games that Dallas ended up winning, it was just a great If that would have been the series, if you know somebody that's not a hockey fan, and if you would have been able to convince them to sit down and watch any one of those games or any combination of that series of games, that was just an awesome series to watch. Yeah, look at that.
Oh my gosh, what the hell?
Look at that.
It's like a perfect 90-degree angle.
It's fucking terrifying.
And that's when he still had the booger mobile.
That's true. Yeah, he's in it right there.
Yeah, he's in it on that picture.
That must have been so fucking fun for him, though.
But people there at the game got so pissed. What I hear, what they ended up doing was the back of the booger mobile was basically a giant television to make up for the fact that he was blocking the seats that they paid for to be at the game.
Yeah.
It's like, no, asshole. I didn't pay, $3 or $4 grand a seat to sit here and watch television.
Which is crazy, right? Because there's the technology that they can put the cameras on the front of the booger mobile and just make it transparent.
Yeah.
It's like they do for those backup cams with trailers and trucks and shit.
Yeah. Or just not.
FY, the Heat have taken the lead.
Oh, okay.
107-103.
Ryan, you trying to lose him for something? Oh, someone must be freaking out in his house because he had himself on mute.
No, sorry. Noah was downstairs. He just got home. He was just saying love you.
Oh, Noah getting home late, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Out partying?
Yeah. Terrible child. Criminal.
I don't even know who Dallas is playing in because it's the semifinals now, or the conference finals, right?
Vegas.
Oh, that's right, Vegas. So that's an interesting point, right? Because the first expansion draft, Vegas came out really good, and they won the cup. Then the NHL said, well, we're going to change the expansion draft a little bit.
Which sucks.
Which sucks for Seattle. And then Seattle obviously had a good team, but you could just tell there was a significant difference between the way that the Kraken came into the league, or not the Kraken, sorry, the Vegas Golden Knights came into the league compared to the Kraken.
Kraken?
Yeah.
Isn't it Kraken?
It is the Kraken.
I'm going to call them the Kraken because they're full of Kraken shit.
Well, I'll tell you.
All right.
It was, I think that, Dallas is a great team. They are an incredibly fast team. Really, and I think really that game 7, I think, was perhaps the first time that I saw them play really physical hockey, where I think Seattle was kind of leading that dance, in the games that they won. In the games that they won, and they were the one being the more physical team, they absolutely dominated Dallas. And Seattle has what I think is one of the more consistent depth charts. They may not have any one line, any one of their lines that is just, an absolute juggernaut, but they have consistent play on every line. So I think the fact that they were able to kind of take the wind out of Dallas's sails there, they don't have quite the depth I think that Seattle does, but I feel like they really summoned it together that in Game 7, and they were kind of starting to punch Seattle in the mouth a little bit. But man,
Well, and that's playoff experience there. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to think you got Joe Pavelski on that team. I mean, Dallas is a veteran team, right, with a lot of veteran players. So,
and like I said in the chat, Kraken fans don't have anything to be ashamed about. I mean, shit, to go in as a wild card team, your first ever time in the playoffs. They've only been around like 2-3 years now, something like that.
Yeah.
And to beat the defending champs soundly in the first round of the playoffs, and then bring it all the way down to the absolute wire against a very, very good veteran Dallas Stars team, I think is awesome.
It's very awesome. Also is Miami Heat winning.
Yes, sir.
they go final.
Yep. 111-105.
Very nice. And looks like Vegas is up 3-2 on Dallas right now.
Yep.
Speaking of
This
hockey,
just happened, yeah.
I finally got my jersey in.
Nice.
My
Very nice.
Jacksonville Iceman jersey.
That's sick.
Just in time to be too late. Oh,
Yeah,
Rick,
literally, they just got
I
eliminated
have
from the playoffs earlier this week.
I've got a
You got a
shame
bad week with hockey, friend.
I have.
I got to shame you real quick.
Why's that?
It's not called a jersey.
It's not. It's
a
not.
hockey
It's a
sweater.
The sweater.
sweater.
Hey.
I don't know shit about hockey, and I know that.
And why
You only
do
know
on
that
all of their
because I
team
keep-
stores, they call them jerseys.
It's
Because
fucking
of
America.
Because they're idiots.
Uncultured swines like us.
Idiots.
The croc
Idiot.
in.
The croc.
Yeah, Rick has had a rough week and a half of hockey.
hockey. Yeah.
I've just had a rough
Iceman.
week and a half, period.
Brocken.
Zane.
Blackhawks get Bedard.
I mean, cool.
I mean,
That's nice.
It's awesome, like for you guys, 100%. But if by some crazy chance, we would have ended up with that draft lottery pick, I don't expect the Blues to be doing anything for the next couple of years at least. So
No, it's
I'm
yeah.
I
just
think anybody
along for the ride.
expected the Blackhawks to do anything for a couple of years, right? I don't know shit about hockey, but from what I heard, they didn't expect the Blackhawks to do anything for the next 2 to 3 years.
that changes
But-
very quickly.
But now they changed. So how does that not change for the Blues if they get that pick?
I don't know, man, because I feel like honestly, he is an amazing prospect for sure, but really a lot of what made our team so lethal, we had, I think, a very, very, very small window, and that
Oh yeah.
that
Mhm.
era of players, they're all getting pretty long in the tooth now, and they've either been traded away. Like look at Tarasenko is
Mhm.
gone now.
That was super surprising.
Yeah,
Good on them for doing the right move.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
right. So I just think we're aging out. Like sure, that having that one guy would have been amazing. That would have been a great building block for sure. Don't hear what I'm not saying. Like I definitely would not have been. I would have been very, very happy if we would have won that lottery pick. But I'm just like, yeah, that figures.
I think the other thing
given our current state of affairs.
to consider there, Keith, is the Blackhawks have I think 11 picks in the first 3 rounds of the next 3 years or something like that.
That's insane.
I don't pay enough attention to hockey.
Yeah, they've got a ton of draft picks in the first 3 rounds of the next, or maybe it's the first round of the next 3 drafts or so. It's something stupid, astronomical.
I tried, but I just don't get hockey channels with my server, my people that I use. So I didn't really have a chance to watch anything.
Yeah.
So I just kind of give up.
But it's been 2 years of really, really bad hockey. So out of
I think
Chicago,
we probably at least have 1 or 2 more.
I think we've got probably another year of being rough. But I think after that, we're probably a playoff team. You got to think we've got a young core on the defense. We're about to have a really good young core on the offense. That Tay's money has fallen off. Kane's money has fallen off.
That's true.
So, and somebody asked Kane the other day if he would come back to Chicago after this year, and he said, yeah. So
I think he comes back and retires a Hawk,
yeah, I don't think he.
but I don't think he's going to play for the team again. He should be out chasing rings.
Not to change it up, but I will say I think the real story of the NHL playoffs right now. I know we kind of talked about it previously, but has to be the Florida Panthers. Holy shit!
Yeah.
You want to talk about an impressive wild card team? Beat the Bruins, who had the best regular season record of all time, which is fantastic.
All time.
All freaking time. I don't think people understand how absolutely insane of a season they had. Got beat by the Florida Panthers, and then they soundly beat the absolute dog shit out of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And now they're in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm. Where are they
as
at?
a wild card team?
Where are Florida Panthers? Where's their?
I want to say
Florida.
They're in Florida. I want to say they are. I'm looking it up right now. I thought they were closer to Miami. Miami.
Miami metropolitan area. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Are there even Panthers that far south?
who knows?
Wouldn't Panthers be more south because they
I don't know. Are there bears in Chicago?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, there was a
Anytime-
bear in
anytime our-
Jacksonville.
Anytime our buddy Keith goes.
I will say that the Florida Panthers logo does kind of look like a USFL logo.
Yes,
It's
it does.
officially
It
located
kinda
in
does, yeah.
Sunrise, Florida. That's
It
where
does
they're
kind of look.
located.
It looks like a less shitty version of the Michigan Panthers logo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a little bit better.
Yeah. Sorry to our buddy. I don't remember his name, but that guy that was constantly simping over me in the comment section of the USFL XFL fan group or whatever. Because
Oh
said
yeah,
that
I don't even know his. I don't remember his name.
I can't remember. Guy got so pissed off because one time I said, "Yeah, that helmet looks like shit," and he found out that I was an XFL fan, and you're trying to make this so much about the XFL and blah 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 blah, and then just every single post, he would mention something about, or where's Rick Horn? And then so Blake started doing the same thing. He's every one of those posts in that group now. He comments, "Where's
Every
Rick
single
Horn?"
USFL post. I'm like,
it's
where's Rick Horn?
fantastic. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Gold.
By the way, today only about 120 to 300 adult Panthers exist, primarily in Southwest Florida. So
We'll see. There you go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Fun fact.
There you go.
Or
You
as
hang
Bill
out with
would
us on
call it, a
Fridays and learn
nugget.
something.
Now, where do all the Cougars live?
I don't know, but
Probably
man, I
in
am
Miami.
excited. I am
Yeah.
so excited to be going to the Jaguars games this year. I think it's going to be a
Yeah.
lot of fun. 'Cause I think that they're going to be a hell of a lot of fun to watch.
Did you get season tickets?
No, I'm not made of that kind of money. But
Keith,
Fuck you.
hook your,
Excited to
hook
go.
your
Keith,
boy
hook your
up.
boy up.
You're an owner. You are an
Help a brother
NFL owner.
You knew it was coming, Keith.
I said fuck you before you guys even said anything.
Hey.
especially I think the game I'm most looking for. Well, the Chiefs game. The Chiefs are coming down here to play. I think that would be really cool to
That'd
go
be
to.
a really cool game.
That'd be really. But I think maybe even more so than that, I'm quietly even more excited about whatever game the Colts come down to play. And I hope and pray that Gardner Minshew is the starter for that game.
No,
He could-
that'll be
Man.
Richardson.
I'm just saying, Richardson can start every single other game. I hope just whatever game the Colts are down here in Jacksonville, I hope that Gardner's the starter for that game.
It's in September, so good luck with that. Oh no,
Well,
the
I don't know, maybe-
one in
No, it's
Jacksonville is October.
It's on
Sorry.
October.
Wrong game.
Who knows? Maybe Anthony Richardson will get the shits or something. I just hope by some crazy aligning of the stars, Gardner is the starter.
He's on that Lamar Jackson football diet.
You remember when the Jags drafted Trevor Lawrence. I think like Gardner mentioned, I think he was just being lighthearted and fun and whatnot, but he was like joking about like, yeah, I'm not even taking a shit right now, you know, because I don't even want to think about being number 2.
Yeah,
You know.
it was Gardner Minshew.
Oh my
So.
God, he's a character.
Speaking of
He
veteran
is.
quarterbacks, did you so remember last year there was all that smoke about Ryan Tannehill to Malik, and he was like, "I'm not here to train you, or I'm not here to make you better, or whatever it was."
Mm-hmm.
And then this year they drafted Will Levis, and I guess the first person to call him was Tannehill.
I think all
I
that
don't know.
shit's smoke.
Something's not white about that.
I don't think.
Oh,
I
I
think,
see what
I'm
you
just-
did.
I don't think.
I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
I don't think
It
it's anything
couldn't
like
be.
that. I really
The
genuinely
NFL?
don't think it's anything like that.
Couldn't be.
No, I don't think so.
Are you
But,
gonna go to the Texans game?
yeah, I would go, especially because like
They're
a lot of like
back-to-back.
oh wow,
The Chiefs and
Nice.
Texans ones are.
that's pretty cool. I don't know. I mean, if I had to pick one to go to, I'll probably go to the Chiefs game just because I'd rather see Patrick Mahomes play in person than the Texans.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It should be a lot of fun though. I'm looking very forward to the season. I wish the Seahawks came down here. That'd be cool.
So do you know the like formula that they use for the schedule? I know like each team plays another division in the opposite league.
Like once every 4 years or something like that.
It's something like how it rotates. I'm just trying
Yeah.
to math out in my head. Hey,
When
what
we
to
can expect
Google,
to see. Yeah.
but like, hey, let's see when the Bears are gonna come down to Jacksonville.
Oh yeah,
Google Bears future opponents.
That'd be cool. Yo, that'd be dope.
We go to
Right?
Tampa this
That's
year.
what I'm
I think.
saying.
Yeah.
I think we go to
Have you
Tampa
guys,
this
like-
year, Ryan.
Come down to Jacksonville
to
for a
Tampa.
game.
Do you guys do? I think we do, right?
Yeah, we play on the 17th of September.
I might try to go to that game because I got all my family there. So
That's
That's what's up.
that's our week 2. That's our week 2.
Okay.
100 days from college football.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty excited about that.
Yeah. Speaking of that, did you see the news about the ACC?
They're splintering and fracturing.
On
and-
the verge.
They're on the
boy.
verge, just like the bloodline.
Oh,
Yeah, they
you know, before I'm sorry, I don't mean to jump back, but I feel like we forgot one huge piece of hockey news. So the Arizona Coyotes, apparently they had like 3 propositions that they all had to every single one of them had to pass in order for them to build an entertainment district in Tempe, Arizona.
Mhm.
Which would give them a new arena to play at and all sorts of stuff there in Tempe, Arizona, and that didn't work out. And so the team president came out and said, and I'm paraphrasing here, but came out and said that a decision will be made about the Arizona Coyotes' future in the coming weeks, not like months, years, weeks.
It's coming up.
I wouldn't. If I was a city, though, I wouldn't touch that franchise with a fucking 10-foot pole.
Why?
They got locked out of their fucking building because they weren't paying rent.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
They weren't paying their bills. The fucking electricity got shut off because they weren't paying their fucking bills.
Wow.
So I wonder if the NHL has a mechanism in place to force out an owner.
That I don't know.
Also,
Maybe like a hostile takeover type thing. Kind of like what Robert Kraft did with the guy that was trying to move the Patriots to St. Louis years ago.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but I just know that fucking Arizona wasn't paying their bills.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I hope they go to Kansas City.
I gotta sneeze. Mahomes.
That would be cool.
Thank you.
I know.
Yeah,
I just really like
Mahomes
those
has been
jerseys.
super vocal about that.
I like the jerseys. Looks
And I
like
think-
you'll have to come up here, Rick. According to this website, we will be playing the Jaguars in Chicago
In 2024, next year.
in 2024, next year.
Gotcha. I mean, hell, like if I was ever able to, get the time off and the money, like, to get some leave to go up there,
Mhm.
and I have no idea what I'm going to have going on work wise. But yeah, if I'm
Don't
able
they
to
have
do it, I would do it.
Isn't Chicago or like up Great Lakes? Isn't that the naval basic?
Oh yeah, that's where boot
Yep.
camp is. It's in Great Lakes.
Yeah, that's right up by Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's like
that's
just
what
outside.
I thought. Sorry.
Yep,
Good old Great Lakes.
I remember that place very well.
I bet you did. I bet you do. So where do we
What
want
is basic training like? Let's pause the sports. I want to know what basic training is like from somebody who's actually done it.
Oh wait, we got a comment here. Italy Jet says, "Heat, what's up,
Let's
guys?
fucking go. Let's
What up?
go.
It's another your fellow Gabagool.
Eh,
Hey, Gabagool, man. But then the Heat win.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yes,
okay,
guys.
They're up.
Cool.
They're up 2-0.
2-0
Oh, okay.
heading home, right?
Nice.
They're heading to Miami now.
Also, Q's trying to make his way back into hockey.
Quinville?
Mm.
Yeah.
Is
He
he?
said, "How you doing? How you doing?"
Hey, how you doing? As your mother.
Yeah.
Speaking of Florida Panthers,
Ow.
that's where you went. Stop, bro. Go lay down.
Anyway,
So where do we think
You have
the
a Panther in your
Arizona
league?
team, huh?
Nothing. Go ahead.
No, just a dog. Where would you like to see Arizona be relocated to?
A different owner that'll actually pony up to pay for his own fucking stadium instead of relying on tax dollars.
that's not
Okay.
going to happen.
It won't.
That's not going to happen.
It's a good dream.
I think, I mean, there was a video I was watching, and I'd have to like go back and research it a little bit more, but there was a guy that kind of explained, and it really made a lot of sense, but he explained that, while from a fan perspective, like, at first glance, certain markets would look super attractive, but that the NHL would never allow it because of, by them moving to certain locations would cause them to have to completely realign like divisions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just because like their geographic location and whatnot. That said, I think that the two front runners right now are Kansas City and Houston. And from what I understand, Houston already has an arena pretty much ready to go for them.
They do. I was going to say that I think the big issue with KC is, there's no stadium. There's really nowhere to put a stadium close to like.
You can. It's a minor league hockey, but Independence has, a pretty decent ice hockey stadium. But it's like I said, it's minor league, but probably buy that out and renovate it.
Talking about the one right off 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just assumed they would play at the Sprint Center. They would try to convert that to a hockey arena.
Italy Jet says, y'all do a great job. Keep up the great work. Yo, Rick Horn, you need to do your own voiceover commentary for live sports games. Thanks, dude. Actually, it's funny that you mentioned that. I'm not sure if I'm going to get any airtime, but tomorrow I am going to be interning for the broadcast team for the local arena football team here, the Jacksonville Sharks of the National Arena League. So we're working on that. I appreciate the comment, though. No, but I think if they were to move to somehow to make Kansas City work, I think that would be kind of a fun little triangular rivalry, I guess, so to speak, between St. Louis, Kansas City, and Chicago. I think that'd be kind of a fun little three-way rivalry.
That would be really cool. I don't think it happens, but it would be really cool.
Where it should be a hockey team? Wisconsin.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
Wisconsin's big there. Hockey's big there, man.
Wisconsin is big in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping you didn't catch it.
I mean,
They
I heard it.
anything by me.
Being a Wisconsinian is a thing in Wisconsin. That is in right now.
Wisconsinite.
Wisconsin.
Whatever.
They buy plenty of Chicago stuff, though. They don't need a hockey team.
Only the southern part.
I'm sorry. What was the number one selling football jersey in the state last year? In the state,
I'm
not
not
in the
gonna
southern, not in the southern part.
I'm not going to
What
say it
was
because
the
you know
number
what it
one
is. I'm not going to say it
sell?
because you know what it is. Because
We're asking for our listeners
And me.
and Rick, because Rick doesn't know.
Rick knows. He just wants me to say it.
Yes, I do.
So who was it again? Was it Aaron Rodgers?
No, it wasn't Aaron
Oh, it
Rodgers.
wasn't Aaron. What about Jordan?
Nathan
Love?
Peterman.
Nathan Peterman. That's the answer. Kirk Cousins. Yes, it was Justin Fields. Get the fuck over it. It's going to be Jordan Love this year.
No,
you
it's
think
not.
so, huh?
I do think so.
It's right there. It's Illinois.
Oh, God.
Illinois says Justin Fields and Indiana as well, you know. And then this hat, Illinois' hat, Justin Fields. They got a football team right around here with a Hall of Famer quarterback, but
You don't have a Hall of Fame quarterback.
They
I
had,
don't know
they,
what
had
you're
a,
talking about.
they had a Hall of Famer.
I don't have a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Oh, that's true. You had one, and you pissed.
Because we already had his jersey. Everybody already had his jersey.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Played
Okay.
for the team for 18 years.
So they just wanted the Fields jersey for
To burn it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because you know everybody from Wisconsin just rich. That's where I got all my money
Why
from.
don't you live there then?
My wife doesn't want to allow it.
Hey, I'm gonna bring that
Squiggle.
picture back up for a second because I'd like to discuss something I just noticed.
Sure, go ahead.
Do they not sell football jerseys in Idaho, Montana, or Wyoming?
No, the Mormons don't allow it.
Isn't that crazy? That's weird.
I don't know if
Also-
that's true. I just made that up. But
Also, gross. Dak Prescott is the number one selling jersey in Alaska, and George Kittle in Hawaii.
Gross.
That's weird.
I mean, Kittle, fine. I like Kittle.
Kittle makes
I like
sense.
Kittle. It's just I would have thought like Tua.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I mean, like he is Samoan. He is.
true.
Those poor Alaskans, those fucking Eskimos.
Yeah.
It's weird too that Justin Herbert. I guess it's not really too weird now that I think about location and geography. Justin Herbert's the number one selling jersey in Oregon.
It's because he's sexy.
He played for Oregon, too.
He played for Oregon, too.
Yeah, that's true.
He was a duck.
Quack.
Yeah.
Ducks
Yep.
fly together. Who's the starting quarterback at the University of Oregon right now?
Joe Mama.
Nope.
All right.
First name starts with a B. Last. Don't look it up, you fucking cheater.
Who?
I'm not.
You. The guy that was looking it up. Any guesses?
He's
He
like,
transferred from the University.
Bo
Urban
Callahan.
University. Nope. He transferred from Auburn University.
Is that a real person? I don't even know.
Biggs Bigsley.
No. First name starts with a B. Last name starts with an N.
Big man.
This individual grew up an Auburn fan and always dreamed about playing football at Auburn. Went to Auburn and sucked. So now he transferred to Oregon. Had a decent year at Oregon. Was going to go in the draft and decided to return to Oregon.
you mean to Auburn?
Nope. He returned
Oh,
to Oregon.
Okay.
They're okay. Oh yeah, that guy. Bo Nix.
Bo Nix.
Boner.
Boner Nix.
Hey, you guys know how Justin Herbert has like really nice looking hair
Yeah.
right now?
Not as nice as Trevor's.
No.
no. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
That man has beautiful locks. So yeah, I was looking up Oregon Ducks quarterback, whatever, but look at this perm fro thing that he's got going on back in his college days.
That's too funny.
That's weird. And then like shaved head, that's not a good look for him.
He looks like Sid from Toy Story.
Yes,
he
does. Anyways,
I just want to know why we haven't seen the Pantene Pro V Trevor Lawrence commercials.
dude,
Yeah, that's a
he
good
is
question.
too cool for commercials.
He's more of
Or
like a
herbal essence.
L'Oreal.
He's just
or
a
L'Oreal,
cool
yeah.
dude.
He is. I tell you what, like him, I remember going to that last game in the regular season, basically the AFC South Championship.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought that it was so badass that, like, after the game, he shows up at like a Waffle House downtown and just like chilling, like hanging out with people. Like, he has fully embraced this Duval shit. He has absolutely fully embraced it.
Don't die, Keith.
He's only 23 too.
Who, T-Law?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's young.
Oh, wow. I think that he is going to have a transcendent year this year.
Transcendent.
I think he's going to have a Josh Allen like jump this year.
If he just continues to grow like he has been, like the Jaguars finally did it right. Like that's a dude that you can build off of for years.
And Doug Peterson, Doug Peterson has won that locker room. He played excellent last year, and now he gets Calvin Ridley. And the good thing is that they have decent enough weapons there that, like, yeah, it may take Calvin Ridley a little bit of time to knock the rust off, but they've got enough weapons there that, like, they're not going to be solely dependent. Like, he'll be afforded that time. Trevor Lawrence is already grown. He's going to continue to grow.
He's a growing boy. He's still 23. He's not even 25.
I really don't think you're going to see much rust on Calvin Ridley, though.
No, but I'm sure, like,
there's going to be some.
Yeah, there's going to be some. There's going to be some, but man, I think that the Jags are going to be a lot of fun to watch this year.
I was looking at their draft from this year too, and they got that Parker Washington as a receiver from Penn State. So you've got Calvin, Christian Kirk. I forgot about him. He actually had a pretty good year last year.
Not $71 million good, but not $71 million good, but
well, no. But I forgot about Zay Jones.
Oh yeah.
Zay Jones, Christian Kirk.
Yep. So yeah, he's got the tools, man.
Yeah, he'll have a great running game. They'll have a great running game to support them between Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby.
Yeah.
And I think
Tank can catch too.
A very, very, very underrated signing that they made this year was this kid, Dearness Johnson. He was the third string running back for the Browns. But what a lot of people are quick to forget, because he didn't last very long, was he was by far and away the best player in the very short-lived AAF. I mean, dude was just an absolute monster. Then I forget what week it was. Like, I know we were still living in San Diego at the time, but there was one game for the Browns that both Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb were hurt. I think Baker was hurt. So you had Case Keenum starting and Dearness Johnson starting against the Broncos, who have a very, very respectable defense. And I think he went off for like 170 some odd yards from scrimmage that game. So I think that was a very underrated signing by the Jags this offseason.
No, I really like him. He actually won me a couple of games in fantasy football.
Yep.
Not in our league.
Like I said, that year that Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb were both banged up for a couple of games.
Wait, didn't I win the listener league?
Oh, I was talking about the Rebellion.
Yeah, that's not our league. Our league is the listener league, and I think I won that one.
I think you did. Yeah.
I think
you beat my wife, didn't you?
Hey,
my wife.
Listen, my wife.
My wife.
I beat everybody.
We gotta recap the XFL championship game before we get out of here.
Let's do it.
So let's fucking do it. We got a little bit of XFL talk. Let me do the Ash. I think this is the right one.
It's time for the BAM Sports Show Extreme XFL Recap.
XFL, let's ball out, baby! Caw is still the law.
Down here we say caca goes in the toilet.
The fans say, give us our beer snake pack and we'll stop throwing lemons.
So
Rick's bringing the dancing since Danny had to
he
miss.
is.
Yeah,
I, love
I had
it.
to.
I
Absolutely had
love
to.
it. So Arlington gets their first XFL 2023 championship.
Their only 2023 championship.
True. They handed Jordan and the DC Defenders their second loss of the season. Unfortunate timing for them.
Yeah, I think it's kind of ironic that the DC Defenders, their only loss during the regular season was to the team that their only win the whole season was against DC.
Weird season for them.
Yeah, they lost to basically the two losingest teams at that time. The Renegades were the losingest team standing in the playoffs, and at the time the Guardians were the losingest team in the league just altogether. But I'll tell you what, man, ever since they traded Vegas for Luis Perez, they took the hell off.
They turned it around.
Yep, they looked really good actually.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like 25,000 in the Alamo Dome too. Good showing.
Oh yeah, no, it was a very for it being a neutral site in the quote unquote first year, really, under the new ownership. It was awesome, man, to be able to see a crowd like that. It was awesome. I think people really bought into it. It was a great atmosphere. It was a quality product to watch, just like most of the XFL this entire season has been, and just a great game. I'll tell you what, I was so mind blown by the Arlington Renegades. I remember watching the game a couple of weeks prior when they played the Houston Roughnecks, and I was just awestruck. I mean, the Renegades played absolutely exquisite football. Luis Perez looked phenomenal. I mean, just beautiful passes left and right. I think he went, I forget how many it was, but he had like an insane amount of like completions before his first like incompletion in the game. I don't remember like what the exact number was that game, but just throwing absolute dimes all over the field. And he ends up being the XFL championship MVP, in the game against DC. And it was solid. Luis Perez went 26 for 36 for 288 and 3 touchdowns through the air. Rushing leader for the game, of course, Abram Smith from the DC Defenders, who's been the rushing leader by a mile all season long. 13 for 90 and 2 touchdowns. So, not the typical 200-yard game. Receiving leader for the game, I don't know his first name, but Hammond from DC. 6 receptions for 127 yards and 2 touchdowns in a losing effort. Really, the whole first half seemed like it was Arlington's to be had. DC started to put up a fight there in the second half, but it was just, I mean, every time you thought like, oh shit, like DC starting to make this a fight again. It's a 1-score game. I mean, within 3 plays the next drive, Arlington was back in the end zone. They just had an answer for absolutely everything that DC threw out there, and which is nuts because the Defenders have been an incredible football team all year long.
Oh yeah.
They've been literally the class of the league.
Yeah.
But I had no problem laughing my ass off at DC Defenders fans.
Yeah.
Bitches. So my question is,
how cool is it that former Chicago Bear Crevon LeBlanc had that game-winning interception?
That is nice.
Or game-sealing interception.
My question is, does St. Louis get the XFL championship next year?
That would be dope. I think that would probably be
you'd have to think they're front runners with the crowd
they have to be a front runner. That said, like thinking outside the box and realistically, it would not surprise me if they kept it, somewhere there in Houston, since they have 3 teams there, and that is where the hub of the league is there in Arlington.
True. Yeah.
But you have to think, like, if there's going to be a non-Texas team that hosts the game, St. Louis has to be the front runner. That non-Texas team, the non-Texas city, rather. Excuse me.
I mean, I still don't know how you don't give it to St. Louis.
Yeah.
I mean, the smallest crowd we had all year long was 33,000 people.
St. Louis isn't a football town, bro.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
totally.
Duh. Duh.
Imagine though, if they do end up hosting it in St. Louis, and the Battlehawks make the championship,
That's just
they will
mean.
have. They
Oh
will
my
have. They
God.
will sell out the upper deck.
One like not just we sold out. Meaning they sold like every ticket for the seats that they opened up, that they could have opened up more seats. No,
Right.
they will sell out every single square inch of that stadium.
Yep.
Yeah.
If they host it in St. Louis and the Battlehawks make the championship.
I'm interested to see how soon they start talking expansion.
So from what I read, there was an article, gosh, it must have been a month or so ago. But The Rock had already kind of had his eyes on expansion, but I don't think it was going to be until like 2025.
I mean, realistically, I think wait at least 2 years, right? Like you had a good first inaugural season, have another one, then bring another team in.
Let's show that we can go like 3 seasons in a
Agreed.
row. You know what I mean? Like consistent. Because I'm left here going, man, I wonder if they'll be back next year.
Oh, I'm
really?
not.
You
think
know,
so?
It's not a dig on the league. It's just
No.
you got to think reputation. Like he's got a bad taste in your mouth. It's
I've been
happened twice
spurned
already.
before.
Sure.
It's happened
Just
twice.
Hurt me once. Shame on you.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, I suppose, but I don't know. I just feel like
It's different.
they've
this
done
time,
enough
it
for
feels
me.
like.
It does, and they've done enough for me, and they've invested a shit ton of money into it. And I feel like they did an even better job with the product this time than what they did in 2020. And I loved the 2020 XFL.
The Rock is being sued for $3 billion, by the way.
Who? What? Who?
Huh?
Wait, I can get into that later, but The Rock's being sued for $3 billion.
No, get into it now. We're almost at it.
Yeah. So apparently some old professional wrestlers accusing The Rock and like literally she's accusing The Rock, the state of Texas, the FBI, the NYPD for attempting to like kidnap her and her children. Yeah.
So this is going nowhere. Okay.
Yeah. It was.
Oh.
It's going nowhere, but it's a real thing.
Interesting.
That's quite a story she weaves.
It's a big story.
I have 2 issues.
You
with
found it, didn't you, Ryan?
XFL 2023 season.
Yeah.
One, when they
Can I pause you for 1 second?
No.
Well, the Knights just won in overtime. Thought you would
did
like
they?
to know.
Oh, nice.
So I got 2 issues with the XFL 2023 season. One, when they finally released jerseys, it was a fucking joke.
Yeah.
They were astronomically priced. They didn't have any customization. Like it was a joke.
And from what I understand, they were very poor. They were not good quality jerseys either.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw a few people that on like some of those XFL fan pages on Facebook post pictures of their jerseys and was like, "Yeah, don't do it, y'all. It's trash. You know, go to DHgate, which is like this Chinese website, or go. I have a buddy, check out this page on Facebook. This guy makes jerseys, that are excellent jerseys. I actually messaged one of them. I almost bought one.
And you got to think $200.
It's insane.
Fuck that. My other issue. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, no, I was going to say I doubt they stay $200 for that because I can't imagine that was a hit, especially the feedback. If they really were as shitty quality as the feedback I've been seeing, there's no way that sticks going into next season.
I agree. Yeah, no, I don't know how you even try to sell those at this point for that money. And then my other issue with the league is how does The Rock not attend one game in St. Louis?
He's too busy getting sued for $3 billion. $3 billion with a B.
With a B.
$1,000 million.
So I agree with you, Blake. I think that was kind of ignorant. That said, like at least some form of ownership did show up. I am glad
Sure.
that Danny Garcia made it out there, but yeah, that one definitely does that is a chin scratcher. I'm not sure why he didn't end up showing to a game in St. Louis.
It didn't make any sense to me. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities like St. Louis when St. Louis Seattle played here, like that was a huge fucking game. That would have been like there was legit playoff implications there. What are you fucking growling at?
I'm not. That's my
Blows
stomach.
my
I'm hungry.
mind that he didn't attend a game here. It really does. And like you
Sure.
said, yes, we had Danny Garcia come to the home opener, and that was cool. But like, I don't know, they just head scratcher, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, no, for sure. But I mean, if that's like the two biggest things that we could bitch about, that the jerseys
100%.
were overpriced and the Rock didn't show up. Like, if that's the two biggest things we could bitch about, I count the season overall as a win for the league.
Oh, most definitely.
100%.
And I really don't think there's a world that we live in that there's not. I mean, pandemic aside, right? I really don't know that there's a way that we don't have next year XFL football.
Yeah.
Hey man, there's an election next year. Who fucking knows?
True. Like I said, I mean, anything can happen, right? Pandemic.
I mean, impeachment charges were brought up on Biden.
Oh yeah. She's gonna get him.
That happened.
She's gonna get him. Old Joe Biden.
Joe's too busy sleeping. He doesn't even realize those charges were brought.
They're all fucking stupid, man.
It's all dumb.
They're all tune in next time on Bam Gets
on
Political
Dragon Ball Z
for Ryan's stoned thoughts on politics.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to go and buy a whole bunch of mic bites, smash those before the show, and then come on and do that.
I'll be restrained at that point.
That's funny.
Will Ryan eat Taco Bell? Will he shit his pants? Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
And then we end the show. Dude, I want to watch Dragon Ball Z now.
Speaking of
Dragon Ball Z.
Well, no, I was going to say, speaking of ending the show, what anyone excited for anything this weekend, sports wise?
Nothing really.
You know mine already.
I am excited for Rick's sport thing. It's a very cool opportunity.
Sports.
I'm excited because the farmers market is open again in Springfield.
Hey.
Yes, it is.
It's also Pride Weekend. Hooray for the gays.
Yay.
And the art festival. We have a good art festival downtown.
We actually really do have a good art festival.
Also, Noah asked me to buy him some new balls because we're out there in the backyard the other night, and he has one of those skinny little wiffle ball bats.
Mm-hmm.
I was chucking them to him from about 30 feet. He hit every single one of them.
Hey, okay.
So that's my big excitement.
Hey, that's a win, dude. That's a win.
Right.
Rick, you've got the Jacksonville Sharks game tomorrow night. That's tomorrow night?
Yeah, tomorrow night. Yep.
That'll be fun. Hopefully we
It's
can
gonna
be
be
on
sick.
the air.
Take pictures.
I told you what
For
I
sure.
would do.
Of your wiener.
Which, speaking of that league, the National Arena League, the Albany Empire, who we're playing tomorrow. I don't think he's going to do it for tomorrow's game, but I read that I think for at least one or two home games, Antonio Brown is planning on suiting up for them.
Suiting up.
So wild.
Did you guys see that the security guard kicked Antonio Brown off his own field?
Did he?
The head security guard. Antonio Brown was walking around the field like saying hi to fans. Is all he was doing. Wasn't doing anything Antonio Brown's stupid.
Yeah, so shockingly. That's
Shocking.
He was walking around and just saying hi to fans on the field. Security guard walks up, yells at him like, "Get off the field now!" And Antonio Brown's like, "Fuck you, no, I own the team, no."
Yeah. This is one time I do agree with Antonio Brown.
So something I didn't know until recently is that his dad played for that team.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was I think it was still the same league or whatever, but yeah.
So, I mean, I guess in that regard, like, cool for him. Like, he'll be able to say,
sure. At least there's a connection there, right? Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of cool.
But shit, man, like what a crazy spot. Earlier I was watching an older interview of his, like pre getting shit mixed by Vontez Burfict. Interview of his. And he actually sounded like he was like a pretty polished dude. I mean, he still had some like crazy antics, but his antics were really more, kind of stereotypical, like young dude that just came into a bunch of money, type of thing. More so than like an actual fucking psychiatric patient.
I don't know. I heard stories about him in college that like he didn't get worse. Like this has always been who he was.
Which, fair. I'm going just strictly off of like, watching him,
right?
Watching his interviews. Like he could speak at least at that time more coherently than what he can now.
Well, but that's not really saying much, right?
I mean, but like significantly so. Like there is a very clear, like a very visible difference between like pre Vontez Burfict and post Vontez Burfict.
Oh yeah, there's just a stark line.
Yes.
Wild.
So
PGA Championship is going on this weekend, isn't it?
Antonio Brown owns the Albany Empire, except for he also really doesn't.
He's just part owner. But...
He's also apparently a foreign national, according to him.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's that.
All his eggs got scrambled.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, Antonio Brown.
Anyways, PGA Championship, yes.
No Tiger, though, right?
Nope.
No Tiger.
No Tiger.
I think that's why CBS makes me sleepy, because every time I think of golf, I think of CBS.
Yeah, but those are good naps.
Those are good naps, though.
Midsummer, Sunday afternoon nap, just watching the fucking Players or something.
You know what you haven't heard about this year is Live.
Yeah.
I've heard people shitting on Live, but that's it.
I didn't even know if it was still a thing.
Bob Costas took a little bit of a dig at him.
Oh, did he?
The other day, yeah. Because they've got like Live players are playing in this.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about Dustin Johnson. He's like, yeah, if you watched it last weekend, and like insinuating that nobody really watched the Live.
Right.
To watch him win last weekend. But also, I did hear a few other things that their deal with CW is so fucking dumb that, like, it was midway through the final round, the Saturday round or Sunday round or whatever, because they only have 3 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Just midway through the final round, it just cut to different shows.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Just, reruns of Supergirl and shit.
Good old C-Dub.
It's a joke. Hey, they got their money, though.
Where did DJ go to college?
Cincinnati.
Negative.
Georgia.
You had 2. No and no.
Alabama.
Yes.
I took a 50-50 shot and I missed. And I said Auburn and I meant Alabama.
How dare you?
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I meant to say Alabama. I just recently found out Ian Happ went to Cincinnati.
Yes, he did.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
He's also a bear kitten.
Meow.
I don't pay any attention. Did you watch SmackDown, Blake?
No. Remember, I don't have live television.
Oh, I forgot. Can I give you one spoiler?
Sure.
Liv's hurt.
Yeah, I knew that from Monday.
They relinquished the titles today.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
To who?
So, nobody. There's going to be a new champion crowned May 29th.
At
a Fatal 4-Way. No, it's a Monday Night Raw.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a Fatal 4-Way.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's Memorial Day.
Raquel just has to find a partner, so.
Interesting. Do we have any more Bloodline drama tonight?
Of course.
Yeah! Break that bitches up.
It started with it and ended with it.
Break those bitches up. I'll watch it tomorrow.
And there was drama between Roman and Solo.
Ooh. Break them bitches up. All right. We're going to wrap this shit up. We're going to get out of here. Boys, it's always a good time.
Rick,
Always a
have
pleasure,
so
gents.
much fun tomorrow.
Yes,
That's fun, buddy.
Rick,
Appreciate that.
hijack that
Gonna be
shit.
sick.
Take it over.
Just take the mic from them. Take your mic with you
Yeah.
and just plug it in.
Take your destiny.
Walk in and be like, look at me. I am the broadcaster
am-
now.
Look at me. I'm the broadcaster now.
My voice better than yours.
If you guys have been checking us out, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below. We appreciate you always. We are live typically around 9:15, sometimes 9:30 if we push it a little bit on Friday nights. Like, share, subscribe, be a friend, tell a friend. Boys, as always, peace.
Later, gents.
Peace and love.